Chat, District 5790 Rotary. I'm excited. We've got everybody on board right now, and we're making this happen. So we've got a packed evening this evening. I'm excited that we've got the guests that we have coming on board right now. And I need to do a little housekeeping here, but we're excited to have some stuff into place. And let me look here and see. We still have a couple of our guests that have not signed on yet. So we'll kind of make that happen. But like I said, we've got a lot of really cool stuff happening right now in the district. Hey, John, can you put everybody on mute except for me? Do you have a way to do that?
Yep.
All right. That way we don't have any outside noises other than my own dogs barking. But
well, Gerald just joined.
Who did?
Gerald.
Oh, good. Okay, and then we'll see if we. Let me. There we go. Okay, I know that we'll get Andy on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. I had a little thing pop up there. So thanks to everybody coming on. We've got lots of stuff happening in the district right now. A lot of clubs out there that are taking action and making things happen. And what I'm hoping for tonight is the clubs that want to take action or want to do more stuff is to give you some ideas of what we have and ideas of what we can do when we all get together and decide we're gonna help our community and help things out on that basis. So first of all, I'm going to announce we do have a new Rotary theme that was published on the district website. So we're excited about that. Our new Rotary president. I don't know if we have that in there, but this month is peace and conflict resolution. We are wrapping things up to do district governor nominee selection, nominee designate selection that will follow Dan Steele. That's going to happen this month. We announced at PETS is what we're going to be working with on that. And what else do we have? Thank you so much, John, for trying to keep me organized best we can. Now, PETS is coming up into this month. If your club does not have a president-elect and sometimes a president nominee, please let us know. I think Kayla is working a deal with everybody to get the president elects and president nominees to PETS. It is virtual this year, online. I think it's only $50. But once again, they can reach out to Kayla, get registered. But if your club does not have your president-elect registered, you need to push that. Make sure that happens because PETS is very important. Every president-elect has to go to PETS. It is a requirement of the district and a requirement of Rotary International. So so we're making it real easy this year. It's going to be a couple hours, maybe more on a couple of nights, but for the most part, it's going to be just 2 or 3 hours a night for a few nights at the end of the month. Last week of this month. So let's get those president-elects registered and get them to PETS. They'll be monitored on who's there and how often they're there. So they don't need to just sign up and not be there because that will be monitored on that basis. And Kayla should be reaching out to everybody to make sure that happens. Review your goals in Rotary Club Central and make sure that the club's on board. We've had a lot of challenges this Rotary year with COVID. So we want to make sure those goals are in there and those are adjusted. If you're not going to do something, put a big goose egg in there, put a big 0, because we need to know that you've actually reviewed that. There's about 5 tabs on those goals. So you need to make sure you're putting something in all those tabs. But if you put in, oh my gosh, I'm blank on this, but Dan Steele or somebody can probably help me out on this. But I think it's 13 out of the 25 goals or something like that, 15 out of the 25. Then Rotary International is going to give your club a presidential citation if you're able to go out there and achieve those goals. So we're excited about that. Four-way speech contest. We have a lot of clubs that are starting to work on that. Regionals should be starting next month and in April. So that's a game changer for a lot of kids out there, for a lot of students. Absolute game changer to help those students out and get them to the next level of where they're going to be. So make sure you're looking at that. The John Courtney has done a absolutely incredible job with the district website and what information is on there for you to pull from. I do announce this at every club meeting that I go to, but we have a wonderful resource in there for various things. But one of them is the Speakers Bureau. Now we have some clubs that are taking absolute advantage of that and absolute advantage of finding speakers from all over the world. So if you're doing a Zoom or a Zoom hybrid meeting and you're looking for a speaker, there's a ton of resources out worldwide. We have a club in Fort Worth, the Fort Worth Southwest Club, that did a joint club meeting with a club in, I believe it was Ireland. It was an evening club, and the Fort Worth Southwest is a lunch club. This so happened they meet on the same day, and their evening was lunchtime here. So it was a joint Rotary meeting between that club in, I believe it was Ireland, and the club in Southwest Fort Worth. So how cool is that? They had a guest speaker from New Zealand one day, so it's a great way to go forward on that. Let's see here. I think that's all the housekeeping that we've got up front on what we have there. We just completed a program. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This is we have a Community Hero Award that just came to me today by Dr. Muman Kwanzi, and he is the president of the Stephenville Rotary Club. He is a professor out at Tarleton University, and that was on the Carter Blood Care. So they got the club got a hero Community Hero Award. So congratulations to Stephenville for making that happen. That's pretty darn cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to business. We're going to start this out. John, if you can unmute Janice Kane. Janice is going to give us an update on the matching point offer that just expired, just came to a completion at the end of February, or I'm sorry, at the end of January. So Janice, keep me in line here. So are you unmuted on this, Janice?
I think I'm unmuted. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you fine. So give us an update. How did we do on that?
Thank you, District Governor Roger. I think we did very well. Good evening, fellow Rotarians. Yeah, it doesn't really end for my work on January 31st. We're still working on it, but we have everyone listed already and working on making sure and confirming their gifts. But it is my pleasure to share some of the preliminary results tonight of our district's inaugural annual program fund share matching points project. First of all, based on District Governor Rogers' request, we projected giving away a maximum of 50,000 matching points. And we came very close, 49,796 points. Those will be transferred to the participating members who met all the criteria. And not just celebrating that we came close to that goal, but I think there's some other points, things I'd like to celebrate tonight. We had 137 members out of 27 of our clubs participate in this first time effort of our district. But my story and biggest success is we have 26 brand new Paul Harris Fellows that will be honored and recognized at their clubs or wherever going forward. That's a large number, and I think that was the goal, or one of the goals of this program. And not just the brand new 26 new Paul Harris Fellows, the majority of the remaining members that participated, they at least moved up a level according to where they were as a Paul Harris Fellow. But I do have to give a few other shout outs and congratulations to some of the, I'll say the top participating clubs. I don't know if anyone's in here. I've seen some names of people that did participate. I've been looking and reading, and I'm glad you're on here tonight. But Arlington Sunrise, they had 8 members participate. But out of those 8 members, 2 of those were new Paul Harris Fellows. So, hey, congratulations, Arlington Sunrise. Wichita Falls, I know Wichita Falls is on here. 11 members and 1 new Paul Harris Fellow. Now here is a really, you know, it's the Super Bowl of our grapevine, of our clubs who always challenge each other, and that's Cross Timbers and Grapevine. Cross Timbers had 35 members participate. They had 2 new Paul Harris Fellows. Grapevine had 34 members participate, but they had 12 new Paul Harris Fellows. Now, I'm from Grapevine, so I'm not just celebrating them because I'm from Grapevine, but if you all know Conrad, he targeted every new member we've had for 2 years to get those. So, you know, everything's a celebration for every one of those that we're able to help move forward as a Paul Harris Fellow. And congratulations to all the other clubs too. Those that participate and their members, please extend that to your members. We'll eventually get a final in print. That's why, John, I didn't want to give you a PowerPoint that's in print, because I do need a disclaimer here. I haven't had the auditing company come in yet to go over all of those numbers and records, but we are still checking on the numbers, making calls, and waiting to make sure all those payments are received. So, you know, it's not over in giving. I'm also the chair for the district for the annual program fund. You give 12 months, 365 days, a year. And this was just a special program. And I think we accomplished what we wanted to get the new Paul Harris Fellows. But you tell your club members and tell your clubs, go ahead and send their money in. We'd love to have that. And you can continue to give. But I do have to say, in closing, I want to extend, I don't know if he's on here, special thanks to our foundation chair, PDG Paul Lucas. He was really a motivator for me. And past District Governor Sharon Miles, who really got motivated, and with her and John Bacarney, they hopefully kept all of our clubs advised as to what we were doing. The e-blasts were great. And of course, E.G. Roger, your support and assistance throughout. But without that, I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I, for the first time, think it was a big success. Maybe I've got too much ownership with it.
Very good. That's well, we're $204 from hitting that 50,000 mark. That is just absolutely mind-boggling. I just really am floored that we got those numbers in, and I really appreciate everybody for doing that. We're looking forward to doing that at another time, not this year, but we will be looking at that later as we know what kind of points that we have developed out there. So that'll be fun. That we might do that. It might be, you know, it might be next year, might be a couple of years or 5 years. We don't know. So don't stop giving just because you know, thinking that program is coming around the corner. But we will do what we can to go forward with those matching numbers in the future at another as another administration comes in. So we're very, very happy about that. So kudos to Janice and the whole team there. I know that everybody worked hard on that. We had some great updates. Janice, you've gone above and beyond. I'm just really excited about how you grabbed the horns on that and just made that thing happen. So thank you so much.
More thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm talking about points because we had some stipulations and parameters, minimum and maximum. We gave that many points away. We really raised more dollars than that.
Right.
Because there were a lot of people that would give more over and beyond what that maximum points we would do. So I'm hoping, it's hard to tell until the end of the year, but that it was an incentive for people to go ahead and do more and do it early.
Absolutely. So that is just way cool how that worked on that basis. So Janice, thank you so much. And one thing about her club and Grapevine, if you want people to participate, just ask Conrad Heed to get involved, and he'll target them until they start coughing up out of their wallet, or joining the wine fellowship, or whatever it may be.
Or at least
Conrad
our club.
was literally Conrad was my first mentor in Rotary. He was district governor a couple of years after I came in, and just a great mentor for me on making that happen. But Janice, thank you so much for putting that
Welcome,
into
my
place.
pleasure.
All right. So we've got a huge project going on right now that the Denton area Rotary clubs have put together. We got a little update last month from PDG Gerald Robinson on where we're what they were kind of thinking, and he and some other members up there, and Andy Eads, which is our Rotarian, one of our Rotarians, but he's also the county judge, so kind of responsible for all the health issues going on, and making sure that people don't get sick, and the people that do get sick, they get good care and all that kind of stuff. So PDG Gerald Robinson, if you can come on and kind of give us, I think he was half froze today. By the way, I talked to him a couple of times today, and have you thawed out yet, Gerald?
Yeah.
Oh, you just went on mute. Gerald, you just
Muted
hit
myself
mute.
when I started there. Yeah. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. We got you now.
Roger,
No.
I feel like I'm watching a YouTube video of a radio broadcast with that.
That's right. That's right. Well, if you arrange yourself a little different with that rotary wheel behind you, it kind of looks like a halo. I don't know if that's the way it should be or not, but
I just wanted something kind of looks like a sun shining on my back to try and warm me up after today's workout there. Most of it, we have 13 great clubs in Denton County. Roger kind of started this unknowingly back in December when he had Andy Eads come on and talk about COVID. And when he did that, I attended the meeting, and I felt compelled that we needed to do something to try and help end COVID in Denton County and try and reach out to the people that are most impacted by that. So I got with Andy, because Andy said he was going to need help, going to need volunteers, and his team in Denton County. And Andy is if you don't know, is the charter president of the Cross Timbers Club when we first started the Cross Timbers Club, which is also one of our dynamic 13 clubs in Denton County. And he put his team together and really put together a program for mass vaccinations that you've probably seen on the news, probably seen in the papers. So I don't need to go through all that. But if we're going to end COVID, not only in Denton County, but in Texas and the United States and the world, I think Rotary is going to have to be significantly involved with that going forward. And so I wanted our clubs to try and be involved. So what I did with DG Rogers' permission is I just reached out to the 13 clubs in Denton County, the presidents of 13 clubs here in Denton County, and some of those folks are on here. I saw Brian Glenn, who's the Denton Lake Cities club president, on the call, and I asked them to pick a member of their club who would be interested in this, that could be part of our Denton County COVID steering committee. Then I reached out to John Picorni, and because John's the public image chair and also assists with the website development and such as that. And we had our first meeting, gosh, John, probably less than a month ago. And we identified some of the things that we needed to do. So with that, we developed a website, especially for information for anyone who wants to volunteer through Rotary. This can be Rotary members, family of Rotary members, or friends of Rotary members can go and actually go to this website. It's covidindentoncounty.org is the actual website. And there's a link off the District 5790 website as well to get there. But that contains our volunteer vehicles. Jim Mall, who happens to be a Cross Timbers Rotarian, and I got very involved early, and the site, he got involved with the Denton County Medical Reserve Corps, which I'm also became a member of, and went through that. And now he's kind of the volunteer coordinator for that. So as soon as we get information from the Denton County people, we're able to forward to John. John's able to get it on the website, and you can go in there and click the days that you might be interested in volunteering. Right now, with the mass vaccinations going on, we're doing 6 various shifts at Texas Motor Speedway, but that will change as time goes on. Will be smaller things to be done. There's office shifts are going to be available. We'll be putting together drives to try and reach out to people who are underserved or who may not have email capability or computer capability and that type of stuff. And so there'll be other things developed off of this Rotary force to try and get this, because this is going to be a long haul. In my opinion, it's going in 3 phases, and we're only in the first phase right now. And the first phase will probably be the easiest phase. That's the one where, we're getting in, we're finding out how to do this. We're not getting the number of vaccines that are causing us significant problems to be able to get it, at least in Denton County. I know it is in some other counties, but in Denton County, we're able to do that. But at some point in time, we're going to be getting 75 or 100,000 vaccines a week. So we're going to have the capability of being able to do that. Also, the number of volunteers and FEMA volunteers that are out at the mass vaccination sites, that's going to begin to be a wear and tear on them. So us Rotarians are going to have to step out, in March, April, May, to be able to help fill in some of those gaps that's going on. DG Roger asked me to talk about how do you do it if you want to try and do it in a particular area, like Abilene or some other areas of that nature. Well, I think you have to find out where the source, who's needed, what kind of volunteers are needed, and then you have to reach out and try and get some clubs involved. Denton County clubs have usually worked very good together, and try and do things together to make our county better. So it's kind of an easy tack to reach out to the residents and do that, and then have them get the members of the COVID steering committee. The steering committee is driving the bus right now. So they're telling us what we need to do. Denton County is trying to say what we need, and that will change over time from a volunteer perspective. But in addition to doing that, we're trying to create more public image and awareness of the importance of getting the vaccine, because I think that will be the 3rd phase, and probably the more difficult phase is where people that are kind of resistant to getting vaccines, because we have supported in polio for over 30 years, we as Rotarians know the importance of vaccinations. So we're telling that story through public image, through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram, through what we're trying to do. So basically, I want to offer myself, if anybody has an interest in reaching out to me to get a little more detail about what happened, I'd be very glad to help with you that. But it kind of takes we lucked out here in Denton County having Andy as our Denton County judge, and having a little bit of me and John who wanted to get involved, because we're Denton County residents and have been around the Rotary for a long time and know what the impact of Rotary can be. And then also lucked out in having 13 dynamic clubs that can support our effort. So, Roger, that's about it. I'll be glad to answer any questions if anybody has them right now.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things here. So y'all are going, y'all done what, up to about 12,000 a day at that one facility?
Yeah, I think we did 9,200 the first day, and then we're getting up there. We can grow that facility to do 20,000 a day. Today was way off Dallas canceled theirs, so there was a lot of questions from people. Since we're mostly vaccinating seniors, a lot of those seniors may have been afraid to get out on the roads because of ice or whatever, so they didn't show up. Ours is an appointment only system, but it's most of the time the people come there, they drive up, they get checked in, they go to another one to fill out paperwork, and that paperwork is verified in another station, and then they go to the fourth place spot to actually get where they're going to be, and to where the shots will actually be administered. So it's a very fast, effective system because people can go through in as little as 30 minutes from the time they pull in till after they've finished their 15-minute wait time, and they're done. There's none of this 3 hours or type things that people have to wait in line. So we're very proud to be a part of it and assist Denton County with it.
Yeah, I was reading some blogs on, and I think the average person our average report that I saw on there on the various blogs of people going there was 30 minutes from the time that they literally pull in that parking lot, they get checked in, they get their shot, they spend 15 minutes to make sure that they don't have any adverse reactions to it, and then they're gone. We have some friends that were in Dallas yesterday, and it was just under 5 hours is what they had to wait for there. So y'all have done a absolutely incredible program there. At 12,000 a day, Denton County has just under 1 million people. That means that if they kept that going 5 days a week, they would be well into 2022 before everybody in Denton County has received one vaccination. That's not including getting them two. So that's part of that 12,000 as that 2 weeks or 3 weeks go through of getting that done. So it's a very overwhelming task, but there's everybody's coming for it. We're already seeing people that are getting relaxed on going out, making things happen, and so I'm excited about that. So you've got about Gerald, you're working to try to get about 400 volunteers a day. So tell us a little bit about that. How did you make that come about? Who are you reaching out to, and how did y'all develop a registration site for that, or plug into a registration site for that? I guess
The county developed the registration site, and really what they're needing is by the time they put the FEMA folks in and that type of stuff, and the people that are on payroll that are medical professionals and that type of stuff, they're needing about 200 a day currently. Now, if we go to 5 up, to 20 lanes instead of 16 lanes, that'll probably increase that up to about 250 volunteers we're going to need. Part of those are coming out of the Medical Reserve Corps, which are people that are already members of that had volunteers that have developed for years. Part of it's coming out of Rotary. And John, if you've got the website everybody's looking at, if you could scroll down to where the part is where people can actually talks about where it is, right? It talks about the various jobs that are there, talks about the times, like this week was Tuesday. The Thursday one has already been canceled because of weather. The Friday morning, most likely the morning shift will be canceled, and we'll only be doing it.
It's already canceled. I got it in my email.
Okay. But if a volunteer, a friend, a Rotary or a volunteer, or whatever, they would come here and click, and before you even clicked, you'd know what your requirement was. A 9-hour shift, a 5-hour shift, or on Friday, 1 or 2 6-hour shifts. Naturally, these hopefully won't be canceled much going forward after we get through this, our big 10 days of winter weather that we normally get in February. Once we get through that, we'll be doing that. And I would imagine by midweek next week and going into the following week after that, we'll be doing probably 4 days a week, and as the vaccines start coming, we'll go 5 days a week, and then it may go to 6 days a week, and then it may go to multiple vaccination sites.
Very good. What can we do if we have 74 clubs in our district, as you know too well. You've been to every one of them. What can we do with other clubs that may not be close to the Texas Motor Speedway? What other product? What can we do to help other communities try to help establish something like this?
Well, first of all, let me sell anybody that does want to be involved, like the wonderful Grapevine Club, if they want to volunteer. This is an exclusive Denton County effort. Roger had already signed up to volunteer for Friday morning, and as he said, it's been canceled. But we're going to you have three very positive things if you come out and volunteer. One is that you get to see other Rotarians in person versus Zoom, which is always nice. You get to while you're doing that, you're helping thousands of people be able to try and get toward health safety. The second thing is you'll receive a little volunteer package, which will include a hat and an COVID Now pin and possibly a Rotary face mask that we're working on trying to get. That'll be free for you to. And then third, if you register as a volunteer, they have the option of getting your shot if you've not had one yet. It doesn't guarantee that you'll get one as a volunteer, but you can put the paperwork done. And if we have no shows at the end of the shift, usually around 5 o'clock in the daytime, people will get their notification that they can get their shot, and they go through and they line up and they actually get their vaccination. And once you get your first vaccination, you're automatically on the schedule either 3 weeks or 4 weeks later for your second shot. So those are the three positive things. For people who are too far to help with that, I would suggest that you find out from the county you're in. If you're in Arlington or Fort Worth, you go to Tarrant County. If you're in Parker County or other counties, you try and find out what's going on with your county, how Rotary can help in their particular county, because it's kind of a county by county basis. I see Lanny's here, so they could check out with Wise County to see if there's a Wise County. Now, nothing prevents anybody from Dallas, Tarrant, Wise, Hood, Collin for enrolling in the Denton County website. I know of a friend of mine that's a Rotarian that just moved to Frisco, who's signed up on the Collin County, the Denton County, the Dallas County, the Tarrant County, and the Hood County to try and see which one's going to get his vaccine first. So I'm betting on Denton County because we're doing the most.
Well, Gerald, and I noticed that on the meeting that you held the other night that I was observing, you've had people from other states come in too to
Yes.
get vaccinated. So once again on that, but yeah, as Gerald said, check with your county and find out what you can do as Rotary. If it's volunteering to help traffic control or driving, I think the next step that you talked about the other night in your meeting, Gerald, was to look to see what it would take to either get healthcare professionals at a location or to get volunteers to drive, maybe elderly that can't drive, or volunteers to help people that don't know the way around a computer system to register.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct. And there's all kinds of, there's small little things we can do to do that. One of the things I'm trying to talk Andy into doing right now is developing a way. Let's go to Louisville High School and set up a vaccination program for all the educators who are in that area. Then let's go to, Justin, or let's go to the various big high schools in Denton County and make sure the educators get vaccinated as quickly as possible. So there's again, the county controls all that. They make the decisions. But after we get through this phase one, I think it'll open up to some different ideas on how we can do that. But there's going to be many changes going forward, and that's why I'm so proud of and happy that John Picorni was able to develop this website that you people are looking at, because it's going to give us we can change things on the go flow of what we wanted to need. The other thing we did, John, if you can go down and show them the part for the donation, we're going to be donating, asking people, because I know we've got Rotarians that may have got a $600 check or something for stimulus or whatever, or want to be involved in trying to help some of them. We're in the process of the steering committee is deciding which ones we're going to do and how we're going to do this. And we may have one program between now and the end of June 30th, the end of your year, Roger. And then we may have, sorry, the dogs wanted to bark all of a sudden. And then we may change it starting July 1st and tie it in with some sort of district grant or something like that. I'll mute now so you don't have to hear my dogs.
Well, I have the same doorbell. So, and I know for a fact, John Picortney in Maryland, they have their doorbell is named Mickey. So, so we all have that. So Gerald, thank you so much for putting that in place and helping the others out there, making this happen. I don't think Andy is on. He was going to try to get on, but he's got a very full plate of what he's doing out there. Gerald, I just can't give enough kudos to the Denton County Rotarians and the other Rotarians that are volunteering for that. So our next guest is going to be Jack
Roger,
Browne.
real quick. Thank you for that comment. He's showing a picture there of what's happening in one of the morning with the FEMA volunteers and stuff there. But I do want to thank Belinda, just in RTC truck promo. They were helpful in getting us our hats and some of the things that we're going to be using for our volunteers, which will be, once we're not freezing to death, you'll be able to readily identify Rotarians out there. Thank you, Roger.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yeah, those pictures are just mind-boggling on what y'all.
There's freezing to death.
Yeah, absolutely. So how cool is that? So we've got other Rotary clubs that are in our district that are involved in various different types of COVID relief. One of the ones is very interesting. I was notified by Jack Browne out of the Wichita County or Wichita Falls area, and Jack, if you can unmute yourself, this is you're going to talk a little bit about what y'all have worked together on up there in Wichita County.
Okay.
So, there we go.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me share, Roger. So right before Christmas, we had one of our members and one of a leader in the community who works with several of the charities that we support. They came to us saying, wouldn't it be neat if we got the Rotary clubs to put out flags throughout the community? And at that time, he called it the Mask Up Patriot Initiative. And that name kind of stuck till January 6th. And then we decided we needed to do a little repositioning on what we were doing. Turns out what we wanted to do, we talked to the mayor of Wichita Falls and we talked to Woody Gossam, who's the county judge. And they said, wow, this is a great idea. Anything you can do that can help the community wear masks. And the county judge said, it'd be even more powerful if it wasn't just Wichita Falls, where 100,000 of the 140,000 people in the county live, but if you could get to the other 3 cities in the county and get those Rotary clubs to engage locally. So we started reaching out, and it turns out one of the smaller communities, Electra, they used to have a Rotary club, but they kind of went independent and they call it the Community Service Club, but it's still the people that were Rotarians in that community. And so we reached out to 6 service clubs, 4 city governments, 4 chambers of commerce, a half a dozen, 4 hospitals, the county health people, the student health people over at Midwestern State University. And we're basically going to kick this off next week. We've got some proclamations from the county and the city of Wichita Falls that'll happen. We're going to do some promotions by the clubs. We wanted the government proclamations to happen a couple of weeks ahead of starting to display some signage around. And we've created some signs, yard signs and banners that follow this example pasted in below. We can go to the next slide, John. And basically, we don't have dogs up here. We have cats. So this has been hurting cats. and I've sent, I've worked with, there's 4 of us in the club working on it, a couple of people in the community, and the Wichita Falls mayor's come and go. We have weekly calls. The Wichita Falls mayor's made a couple of them. The county judge has made most of them. And we've been moving along on a weekly basis, kind of sending a version similar to this slide deck out to the Rotary clubs to try to get them engaged. And I think we've made some differences in the fact that not all of the clubs are going to participate, but some will, to promote wearing masks. The county government, like I said, has reached out to the cities, and a couple of the other cities are going to do initiatives around it. And the most interesting feedback has been from the hospital people as well as from the city and county government. They're going, oh, we would just be so glad if you Rotarians would tell people to wear masks. People are worn out from us telling them to do it. And, to have the message coming from somebody else would be really helpful. And so we're trying to do that. Like I said, we're going to have yard signs and banners. We're going to sell those on our website. And it turns out the youth clubs that help with our flag programs are actually going to do the delivery and take the profits from those items. And we're going to put some flags out in front of businesses and along high traffic corridors. We've donated some 3-foot by 6-foot banners to the county, 7 of them that they'll place around the community. And we're asking the different Rotary clubs to also, the other 5-6 organizations, to donate banners to the city governments. Our state representative, James Frank, donated, it should say Texas flags here. He donated, he donated 6 Texas flags that we're going to present to the cities, the county, and we're going to fly one of them at the Rotary Plaza at our local convention center. And then we go to the last slide. This is how many cats we've been herding up here. And it's been an interesting project. So that's kind of it, Roger.
Very good, Jack. Thank you so much. I appreciate the update on that. Once again, we have lots of areas that we can reach out to. Now, I want everybody here on this call to remember kind of how this all started. This started back before I was governor, when Peter Scott was still governor, and Peter put together, along with his leadership group, a huge COVID relief that the district raised a ton of money, that we distributed some of that money to 3 different food banks in the area, or at least 3 food banks, and some protective gear and some other things out there. That all took place back in May and June, and some of that got distributed in July. So he reached out. He got some money from other districts and money from Rotary International, and of course our Rotarians in our district came forward and just did an incredible job. So this COVID relief situation has been going on for the better part of a year. So we're excited about where this thing has migrated to and what has been done with it. Now, Joe Lopez, if y'all before you leave here tonight, you want to go into the chat box and look what information we have there. Joe Lopez, which is at the HEB. Joe, are you with the HEB or?
No, sir. Mid-Cities Pacesetters.
Pacesetters, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I knew that. So Joe's with the Pacesetters. He's saying that Tarrant County is offering the same volunteer program that you can go into. He's got a couple of links in there to volunteer and go into the COVID relief there. So that is very exciting that you put that together, and I'm going to copy and paste that. So I have that information. So thank you so much for Joe for offering that information and letting us know what's going on there. There was a question on there about the Speakers Bureau. Everybody in the district can add to that Speakers Bureau. It's essentially like an Excel file. You click on it. If you've got a great speaker, you can add them into it. A gentleman out of my club, Claudio Citarelli, is responsible for that, but he has been stuck in Italy since March. I don't think he's trying real hard to come home. So, but he's over in Italy, and so he's still attending our Rotary meetings by Zoom. He's still very active. He put a grant in the other day, or finalized a grant for us on a project that we were working on. And so we have a lot of great information in here. And good deal. So we have a lot of wonderful members in our district making this stuff happen. Once again, we definitely want to remember where we came from on this. Peter had the vision of, what can we do? How can we put this together? And then Gerald and Andy and others in the district, John and some others, took that and went forward with it. And this is what we do as Rotary, is we help. We help people throughout our district and worldwide. And as our theme this year is Rotary opens opportunities, we have opened so many opportunities for people. I was talking to Andy Eads the other day on the event out there in Texas Motor Speedway, and he said it's so rewarding. You see these people that are getting their vaccination and they're crying because now they're going to be able to see their grandkids for the first time in the better part of a year. Once this vaccination, they're going to be comfortable seeing their grandkids, should I say. So, so it is a game changer. Once again, we have a long ways to go. Just in Denton County at 12,000 a day, we're talking about early into 2022 before the population has a chance to get that. Of course, we know not everybody will for various reasons. Some are health reasons, some are religious, and some are political, I guess. So let's go from there. If anybody has any questions, excuse me, feel free to unmute yourself, and let's talk about this. What can we do as Rotarians? Any ideas of anything else that we can do? If you're on mute, you're going to need to unmute yourself. Wow. Okay. No questions. Good deal.
Peter's got a comment.
Hey, okay, Peter.
Yeah, Roger, thanks. I was about to make a comment, then you started speaking again. I didn't want to step on you, but I really want to commend Gerald and you and all of Denton County. What you're doing up there is just an incredible thing. I sat here listening to everything that you're doing and getting so many people vaccinated. You're up there saving lives. Anything that our Rotarians can do anywhere, Wichita Falls, you're doing the same thing. I know here in Arlington, Rotarians haven't been too involved because the city and the fire department and others have been really taking up the slack on this and doing a good job. But we're doing a lot in other areas too. This whole thing started last March, and we stepped on it, and John Bicorni was one of the first to get out there and promote meetings, virtual meetings, to keep us all together and allow us to do projects together. And so that's been continued on. We never thought for a minute that it was going to last 12 months or even longer than that. Roger, you're doing an exceptional job with making sure that Rotarians stay healthy and vibrant and their clubs continue to grow. And I want to commend you and everybody in that effort. Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But we have so much talent in our district and so many great leaders and people with ideas on what we can do and how we can put this together and make this thing happen. So once again, thank you all so much. If anybody else has any questions,